All right, I got an error. Hold on, go live. All right, there we go. All right, everyone, welcome to NCOA's monthly update. I'm your NCOA National President, Paul Kingsbury, retired Fleet Master Chief, and it is great to be back up with you. As you can see, we got a great panel of guests and partners here with us, so I'm excited to give you an update on what's going on with NCOA. I think it's been a couple months since I did this. Obviously, we're in November. A lot of great things have been happening. So it started out with on the 10th with celebrating the 246th birthday for the United States Marine Corps. So happy birthday, United States Marines. And Joe, like I always say, none of those guys and gals look more than about 200 years old normally, right? You see them on their pictures and stuff like that. At least you told me that. So I'm putting that on you. And then on the 11th, we celebrate as a country Veterans Day, where we recognize the sacrifice and service of our veterans around the nation. So lots of great opportunities. I know many of us got to go around and take advantage of free deals and eating great food, and communities opening up and hosting us. And I know Levi, you were up in DC, so we'll hear more about that experience when you come up and brief us on that. So again, thanks to all the veterans that are out there who are serving and have served before. We're there in that space, and that's one of our key lines of effort, is to continue to advocate for new challenges and to protect benefits for those who have served and continue to serve and stay connected to that new emerging challenging set of circumstances that we need to continually advocate for. So, and then another thing this month that's big is Military Family Appreciation Month. So again, for us all, those of us, who have served, you don't do that without the help, support of families back home. So in many cases, it sounds cliche, but they really do make things easier for us to focus on the mission, whether we're forward deployed or in harm's way. So lots of great stuff going on out there. I've posted on our Facebook page several things. Number one, our auxiliary, but also there's a lot of great deals going on in communities around the country where they're recognizing active duty service members, veterans, and their families. I mean, you can just see all kinds of stuff, access to parks, zoos, all kinds of discounts. So check those out, take advantage of those, because that's the community, again, your country reaching out to support and show that support specifically for families. So I want to take this time, though, to highlight our international auxiliary. So that's our family arm of NCOA, if you're not familiar with that. So we've got our active duty kind of side of things, but we have the auxiliary, and that is led by our president, Rhonda Smith. They do a lot of great work to help us identify and make sure we're staying up on challenges to family needs, right? Because those are consistently evolving. But our vice president is Pat Weaver. Our secretary is Ronnie Mace. Our treasurer is Susan Yetzen. And then we have board members Ashley Gardner, Gloria Martinez, and Scott Rodenmick. So thanks, guys, for your work. Appreciate what you guys are doing to lead the auxiliary and help growth there too, and all the things you're doing for us. So great job. So I think the other thing I'm going to cover, and then I'm going to throw it over to our executive director, is just give you an update on our strategic plan work. So as you know, if you attended the conference, man, that's been a while now. So that was back in June, right? June, July timeframe. That flew by. But we revealed our 5-year plan. I briefed. I gave the vision behind that. We've got that out and about. So hopefully, if you haven't seen that, get your hands on that. But you should be able to see that, and you can reach out to headquarters if you need a copy or want to see it. But it identifies 4 specific goals or broad goals we want to go after over the 5 years to make sure we can grow and stay relevant. But now that we've got a plan, we got to move into the next basically management phase of that, and that's getting organized to execute the plan. So one of the things we're going to do, obviously the board is organized with our communication and our governance, but we felt it was important to start to reach out to the membership and bring you in to own a piece of this plan. So we are starting to establish committees, standing committees that will take on these lines of effort. So right now there's 3 of them that I've, with our chairman of the board, Terry Haynes, we've drafted out. One is for Strategic Communication Committee, one is for Finance Committee, and one is for Membership Committee. So Joe Terry, our executive director, has got those letters. He'll get those out. So if you're definitely interested in what those are, what they'll entail, these letters will give you a sense of the responsibilities that go with those committees and the time investment that you're going to have to do. I think you can, on a volunteer basis, you'll be able to do these kind of things, but those letters give us guidance. And frankly, I don't think we'll be able to execute effectively without the help of volunteers doing all those things. We'll be able to do some of those with the people we've got, like Levi and Joe, but we're going to need people to come in and help us achieve those broader goals. So I look forward to people signing up, jumping in on those committees. And there's a couple others that we'll put together as well. So on that note, I'm going to introduce Joe Terry, our executive director. Joe, what's going on?
Good morning, everybody. Howdy from San Antonio, Texas. Just got a couple things to update you on. Well, a few things, not just a couple. One is our membership drive is still going since the 22nd of July of this year, and it'll extend, be going through the July of next year at our conference. We're asking everyone to sign up at least one new member. Our goal is 1,200 members by the conference of next year, which is the 19th to the 22nd of July here in San Antonio. We do have some incentives to go along with the program. If you sign up at least one member, you'll be entered into a drawing for $250 gift certificates. We'll have 2 of those. And as many times as you sign up a new member, that's the number of chances that you will have in order to hopefully win one of those certificates. We also have another program going on. Many of you may know about it already. Hopefully, it's the World War II Medallion Recognition Program, where we're trying to recognize our World War II veterans. We're asking for a donation of $15 to cover the handling and shipping and things of this nature for the medallion, but we're asking those of you that can either sponsor one for a World War II veteran and or the family member of a World War II veteran. The program's going very well. We've already sent out well over 200 of those medallions. There are plenty more, so please, you can just contact me at the headquarters, and I will be more than happy to give you the information on how you can get one of those medallions. But I've attended a couple of those ceremonies, and you really don't get a good feel for what the program's about until you see the reaction from one of these veterans. So, and I want to thank those that have already participated in the program as well. We have a couple new things going on with the with benefits for the association. We've signed on with Walden University. We're still going to be getting out the information to link onto our website, hopefully in the next few days, so that you can see what they're about and what kind of discounts that the members will receive. We are working with Wiley EDU right now on a partnership agreement with them. And we're also working with DeVry University. We are already partners with them, and they give a 10% discount along with some other discounts to our members. However, we're looking at getting that bumped up to 25% off. And in addition to that, we hope to roll out a program where we will be giving 4 scholarships in the areas of IT, cybersecurity, things of this nature. It's going to be, right now, the plan is to give out 4 of those scholarships, and we're going to open it up to all members of the association. More to follow. We should be getting something out on that program before or during the holidays, and the program will actually start next year in January or February at the latest. Other than that, that's about the information that's coming on from the headquarters. We're always looking for volunteers to help us here at the headquarters do things. And as our president mentioned, we're looking for volunteers to help us out with the strategic plan. And I will be sending the information out. So waiting on those of you who would like to respond to assist us in some way. And we don't expect you to take on a whole big role of the responsibility, but any bit that you can do will definitely be appreciated and help us put some breath and some life into the document. Appreciate you. And if you got any questions or comments, please let me know. Thank you.
All right, Joe, thanks for that update. So a couple of follow-ons on that. So the membership piece, I love the drive. Glad to see we're making progress on that. But for all the members out there, right, this is when that we all serve as an ambassador of NCOA. We all serve as a recruiter for NCOA, and we all should be able to tell our story. So again, that is not just a headquarter program. That's not a Joe Terry executive director or a membership director program. They definitely do a lot of support work with that from headquarters. But we need, if we're going to make that goal, that takes all of us. I bet you Tammy Sullivan's already got a ton of them already. What do you think, Joe? How many members does she have so far?
She hasn't reported this year so far, and we haven't. I haven't got with Tina lately on individuals. I know we are right at 274 new members to date. So I'm sure she's got a. Matter of fact, she signed up, I believe, 16 or 17 there at the conference that went toward the new program. So I'm sure she's working very hard behind the scenes.
Yeah, she probably got 100 of them so far. So great job, Tammy. And we look forward to her leadership and work on that membership committee. I think she's definitely interested in doing that. So, and then this World War II Victory Medal thing, great program. It's great to see the posts. I love seeing the photos, the engagement with the community. I think that's one of those really cool things that we do, makes us unique as NCOA, this opportunity to connect with our veterans in World War II area. Hopefully at some point we can translate that into other eras of warfare. You know, man, I know we've discussed that loosely, but it's kind of a cool thing. And that's that generation that's, I mean, unfortunately, that window of opportunity to recognize them specifically in person is closing. So I know on the Navy side, I was able to reach out and coordinate with the Navy Region Southeast, and the Chiefs Mess of the USS Delbert Black went down to Central Florida, and they presented Ima Black, who was the wife of our first Master Chief Petty of the Navy. She was a wave in the Navy, so she got a World War II Victory Medal. They presented one on behalf of her husband, and then I think her family got one as well. So that's cool to see that opportunity to recognize them as well. So, and she's like the matriarch of the Navy's Chiefs Mess, so she deserves that recognition. And it was great to be able to be the president of an organization that offers this thing. So definitely, we have plenty more of those medals to give out, and let's get out there and get them where they need to be. And then finally, hey, Joe, real fast, can you give an update on, I know we're in the early planning stages, but what do we know about our annual conference next year?
Okay, conference right now is we're planning on, we'll hosted it here in San Antonio, Texas, 19 to 22 July. And right now we're just, like we mentioned, in the early planning stages. We do have a couple of sponsors that already came on board, and we're working on some more to follow. If you got any input, particularly those that attended last year, on things we can do to enhance it, please let us know.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And Julie, we're going to, you'll speak in a little bit here, but Julie gave some great feedback. We met last year at the conference, and all that feedback, I've got it on a document. So it didn't go, I took your handwritten notes, translated them, put them in a lessons learned file. And Gerald Moore and I have been kind of working that back and forth on, all right, how do we work? There's a lot there. So I can't promise we'll get everything in there, but definitely there's some opportunity to really grow that and, make it something cool and grow it, exponentially. Well, maybe not exponentially, but we're going to add some volume to what we present next year. So I'm excited to get into the planning for that as well. All right. So Joe, you want to introduce our next guest, our legislative director?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you Levi Sadar. He's our legislative director. He's been doing a really great job up there for us. Really appreciate the load he's carrying. If you notice on the website and some other documents that we've sent out, he represented the association during the Veterans Day ceremony at All International. We really appreciate that, and he's definitely a great example. So with that, Levi, take it on.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it. Julie, I think this is the first time we're meeting, so it's a pleasure meeting you. So I'm here, if you will, stationed in DC. That's what it feels like. Working the Hill, doing different legislative issues. A lot of people sometimes wonder what a legislative director is and what they do. And it's essentially what I want to tell people is that it's one of the most important issues, or I think group of people to have on a team. We're essentially fighting for your rights on the Hill in a legal capacity. And that's just so important, especially with all these topics that have come into play. As we all know, we have friends and or have experienced ourselves issues through burn pits with toxic exposure. We've also had issues with caregivers, whether or not having the right funding. We've also had issues with 90-10 or 85-15 with your educational piece. Your 9/11 GI Bill, your post 9/11 GI Bill. And these are things that the legislative team and myself handle. And so our job is to, of course, address those issues, talk to the right people, talk to Congress, go on the Hill and meet with these lawmakers and tell them what we feel as NCOA and our NCOA members. And so currently, just to kind of give you guys an update, what we've been working on, that's the hot topic, which has come back on, has been the toxic exposure specifically, which has just been a lot. So there are two bills currently, guys. One's a team bill, the other one's a PACT Act. They're essentially omni bills that um, allow yourself to get the treatment that you need and from the VA. This includes exposure from the burn pits, toxins in the waters, different ways that you may have developed unusual, rare, and unusual cancers. Right now, currently, one big push that we're doing and I'm going to give a shout out to Edward Bell and his group, which is Edward Bell is a attorney group down in North Carolina, and they're heading and helping me spearhead the Camp Lejeune toxic exposure. So, which is a Camp Lejeune Justice Act. That is one thing that we just had dinner the other day and talked to some of the lawmakers and talked to some of the members of Congress, and we were not able to pass the bill yet, but it looks like that is something that NCOA, along with a couple other VSOs, are going to be able to spearhead, and that's a really big win for us because that's not just going to take care of the members that have had the veterans that have cancers, but hopefully bring damages back to them. So in other words, reimbursement for issues maybe because they couldn't get a job because of these cancers that they have had. So that's just a little tiny piece on what I've been doing and what we and the team do here in DC. The biggest issue is, in which I have had quite a few members, and I like seeing a full email inbox because that means you're responding and they're letting us know the concerns. And I don't want us to forget our active duty service members. That is just as important. For example, I do know that just recently some of you had lost your reduced pay as far as housing allowance, so your BAH, as well as your food allowance. These are important things that, they're important for us to track and important for us to see why that happened. And it is important for us to be your voice on the Hill and let those members of Congress and those senators know what's going on, and that it's unfair and that we need to change it back and or continue something that they might be doing that is working. So please feel free to email me at any given time. Even on the weekends, I will respond. Typically, seldom respond, but I will respond on the weekends once in a while. And so, yeah, I think that those are a couple things. If you do have any questions, our advocacy letter that I send out usually shows a lot of what we're working on currently. But just because we don't have it on the advocacy letter in the next 15 days does not mean we are not continuously working on it. This Camp Lejeune process has been started since January, and we're finally making really good headway as of last night. So just to kind of give you an idea, sometimes it works slow, but the most important thing is that we're moving forward.
All right. Awesome, Levi. Thanks for all the work you're doing. So I saw a post. You were up in DC for Veterans Day. How did that whole engagement go?
That was wonderful. It was great to represent NCOA and our members. We were able to lay a wreath down in Arlington National Cemetery in front of the tomb of the unknown soldier. It was a surreal time. It was a great honor, and I greatly appreciated being able to represent us as a team in Washington, D.C. at Arlington National Cemetery, especially on Veterans Day, to be able to lay a wreath for.
Absolutely. Yep. So I've got it on my calendar. I can make a point next year. I'll get up there with you so we can join. So don't want you representing alone. So thanks again for all the work you're doing.
My pleasure.
As you know, in our 5-year plan, that first goal is all about legislative advocacy and making sure we're relevant in that legislative space. So the work you're doing, not only to be in that space, but to also communicate it through our newsletter, through forums like this, through Facebook posts and other things is very important. And then to the listeners or watchers of this, get on our website. If you go, there's an advocacy area. You can sign up for that NCOA advocate newsletter. And that's where Levi pushes out information on what we're working in the legislative space, or just information in general about what's going on and things you should be concerned about. So Levi, thanks again for joining us.
Thank you, Paul.
All right, so I'm going to introduce our next guest. I think I got this one. So we got Julie here, Gudgel. She's director of Aligned Education Foundation. I met Julie. I've got Juliet there, so
It's Juliet when I'm in trouble with my mother.
oh man, so you're not in trouble here, so we're not punishing anybody. But we met at the NCOA symposium last year with other team members that you had there, some old shipmates. I think Tony DeGuzman, and there was one other too. I forget who else was there with you.
Saint.
Yes. So one of the things we like to do with this, right? Obviously, we gave several headquarters updates. We have many partners that are with us, affinity partners and others, because one of our line of effort, there's not just a legislative line of effort, but there's a professional development and a personal development line of effort that we want to work over to build over this next 5 years. So partners like the Aligned Education Foundation are important. So Julie, thanks for joining us. And I'm going to turn the floor over to you. What do you want us to know about the Aligned Education Foundation, and what's our relationship together?
Tony Guzman is in the corner over here cheering me on. So
yes.
If you hear any craziness, it's Hey, though, first I want to say thanks so much for having me on today. And Levi, thanks so much for being on the Hill for us. There are so many things that we don't realize that are benefits or things we should be fighting for until they're gone. And so I appreciate everything that you're doing out there to continue to draw attention to not just our veterans who have retired or left the service, but those on active duty, Guard and Reserve as well. So I am the director of the Aligned Education Foundation. We are a brand new foundation. We've just come up in the last year. We're a 501c3 nonprofit. And we also call ourselves Team 9 because we are a group of retired E9 senior enlisted leaders. And basically, we remain dedicated to the care and the mentorship of our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, Coast Guardmen, and now Guardians. And what it boils down to is we're retired, but our passion to serve and take care and continue to mentor and educate our folks is still there. And this is how we want to spend our retirement, right? Yes. So Team 9, you can think about it collectively. We have centuries of experience, which drives our passion to take care of folks. And as Saint always says, it's in our DNA to help, right? So we're committed and equipped to continue giving back to our military, again, active duty, Guard, Reserve, retirees, and of course, their family members. And I'll tell you, I retired this past year and it was an eye opener. There are so many things that we don't think about until we are in retirement. And one of those is the support system that's around you. And I will tell you that NCOA, my colleagues here, my shipmates at the Aligned Education Foundation, it is a veteran network of SELs or those who are still serving who continue to check up and take care of each other and bring and address issues that I know Levi deals with every day on the Hill and Joe hears about at all the meetings as well. And so some of the things that we're working on right now is, first of all, we're growing. We're geographically separated all over the United States. We have retired sergeant majors, master chiefs, command chiefs. We're looking for a good Marine out there. So if you know any E9s retire anytime soon, we're looking for you. But basically what we are is a network of connectors. Our SELs, well, we link members of the military community with service organizations. And we're ensuring that we're looking at those vetted organizations to make sure we're sending those soldiers, sailors, Marines, airmen, we're sending them to the right place. Because there are so many VSOs out there right now that are out there to make a pretty penny off our veterans. So unfortunately, these so-called VSOs are out there and they're more concerned about making a profit. But our mission is to connect our folks with this network so that they're going with the right subject matter experts, because we're not the experts on everything. We have different aligned education seminars, filing the VA claim to financial management. And then recently we did a transition from the military piece with a coach. His name is Matt Dela Cruz, and he now does a goal setting course for us, which we'll have another one on the 7th of December, all free to our veterans. And when I say veterans, I'm talking about active duty, Guard, Reserve, those who have taken the uniform off. We're not trying to replace any of the transition courses that are out there, but instead we're trying to complement them, because most of us just retired recently and there are some huge gaps. You know, we're so used to someone telling us where to be, what to wear, what time to be there, and so on. And now, you know, you leave that kind of service and you lose that kind of connection. We want to bring that connection back to our folks. So our senior enlisted retirees, they provide real-time updates, whether it's happening on the Hill or there's a seminar or there's a topic coming up. We're trying to be involved so we can get the information out there. We recently just stood up a Facebook page called Vouch and the number 4, Vouch 4. And really what it is, it's a network of people who want to get on there that have served or are still serving, that want to connect and provide information. For instance, we'll throw some stuff out there about what Leve talked about, the burn pits to other things that are happening on the Hill, just so people are aware to what's happening with BAH, to what you need to know as you're transitioning out of the military. If we continue to surround our folks with people who have been through the process of retirement or separation, who are preparing to go through it, we can better prepare everyone for the future. And the last part about it is we learned so much from COVID is we can leverage technology now. So it doesn't have to be a class just only for people who are stationed here in San Antonio. We can go live and Zoom our courses out to pretty much anyone now around the world, whether they're forward deployed in the AOR or they're right here in San Antonio. But we do recognize that there are so many organizations out there that are supporting our veterans. And what we want to do is continue to connect our veterans with those VSOs. And we use the VA's website all the time to look at the vetted VSOs that are out there. When folks call us up and they want to know about how to file a claim, we put them in contact with the VSOs here in town. And NCOA being one of those is a huge conduit so that people can go into a trusted environment and be able to ask the questions without having to worry about being charged for them, right?
Yep.
So I would say that our relationship moving forward here with NCO, and we've had a lot of great lunches with Joe Terry, is we want to make sure that we are connectors with NCOA. We want to help our troops that are still serving and those who have retired, whether it's learning about their benefits, getting engaged with the VSO, or being part of this huge network that's out there. We're a brotherhood and a sisterhood, and of sorts, and we have to help each other out. So we never think of it as being a competitive environment. If we can complement and we can teach veterans, that's what we want to get out of the Aligned Education Foundation. And so as we continue to grow, reach out to us. We want folks to tell us what's lacking, what they want to learn about, what kind of free classes we can put out there to better prepare our servicemen and women and their family members prior to and in their time out of the service. Sorry, that was a mouthful.
Awesome. No, that's exactly what we wanted to hear. So great. Like I said, so several things you talked about that align with us, right? So one of the line of efforts of any of these organizations, usually, especially NCOA, there's definitely a network, community piece of this, right? So we have that not just digitally or reach through, right? We are a senior enlisted leaders, right? And enlisted force. One of our, I think our strengths is our connection power, right? Our relationships with each other worldwide, frankly. So I guarantee if right now we had to solve a problem between the four of us, within 3 or 4 degrees of separation, we can connect with someone who could help us. You know what I mean? That's powerful. So having partnerships with organizations like Aligned Education Foundation are immensely important. And as we mentioned, I see great opportunity in the conference, right? Perhaps to have breakout rooms, offering these seminars and things like that to help us add value to those kind of things and make them more attractive. So digital tools are great, but the in-person stuff is even greater. So
it is most definitely. But I'll just throw this out there too. It's the connection of talking with other veterans who have been through the same experience as you.
Yeah.
And I will tell you that I was never one to go and get any help from anyone because I thought I could handle everything on my own, until you get into a group of people such as yourselves or other veterans who have been through it, who finally can tap you on the shoulder and say, you're going the right direction, or, hey, it's time for you to take a knee and learn how you can get some help in your retirement as well. There are so many intangibles of just having a network community in NCOA that most people don't get until they get that tap on the shoulder. So I appreciate every one of you as well, because this is the community that we need to have outside of serving and for those who are still serving.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm telling you, you're right. So the whole transition piece, right? Got it, right? DOD is investing in that, and that's great. There's great resources. There's a lot of stuff in there. There's books, to help you. But everyone's experience is different. Everyone's needs are different, right? And it just can't fill all that. But then once you and once you transition, right, it's not like, okay, I've got it. All the things change, right? So that first 1 to 3 to 5 years out, there's all kinds of different stuff, right? I think most of us know, like, you get a job, you're probably not going to stay with that job initially, right? So you're going to find, like, part of it I see on some of the networks, the email networks and stuff I'm on, about finding your passion, right? And kind of, how we all, struggle with that, frankly, as former service members, like, kind of, what do I want to do? And really not being told every day what to do and having to redefine self of something different outside of a uniform.
Right.
I think we all go through that. So this ability to talk to other people is really important and share those experiences. And then we definitely, there's so many opportunities to connect through job opportunities and get educated and aware on a variety of things. So thanks again for joining us, Julie, and look forward to maturing this relationship and seeing what we can do in the conference.
Yeah, appreciate it. Let us know what we can do. We're all here to help out.
Okay, absolutely. All right, so not too many comments on. I had one about are we studying or looking for data with UAPs? So I think what they're referring to is, I wrote it down. It's like unidentified aerial phenomenon, right? Not within our line of effort, really, right? I think the Office of Naval Intelligence has got that covered. So no, we're not into that, but appreciate the comment. If it gets to impacting benefits for veterans through those kind of things, yes, we'll get involved. But no, I don't see Joe running off to figure out what's going on with those aerial phenomena and things like that. Sounds like a cool thing, though. I'll check out some videos on it. But that was the only feedback we got. All right, so I think we'll wrap it up. What's everyone doing for the holidays? We're getting into that season now. Joe, you got your Christmas tree out behind you already.
That's right.
Bit.
That's right.
That's early.
We're getting ready for it. We're getting ready.
Gotcha.
The other thing is, just want to make a pitch. They're doing these holiday season. It's one of those stressful times. So I ask everybody to, check on your shipmates, your battle buddies, your airmen, your wingmen, and et cetera, to be sure that everybody's, is in line and has someone to turn to if they need to talk to someone, because it's one of those times of year where the stress levels come up, and we unfortunately suicide, cases come up. So just ask everyone to reach out there and tap each other on the shoulder, knock on the door, pick up the phone, text, whatever it is, line of communication you have so we can continue to look out for one another. So other than that, looking forward to the holiday season. If you don't know what to get your shipmate or your battle buddy for Christmas, gift them with a membership to a veteran service organization. With that, I'll turn it back over to the president.
Awesome. How about you, Julie? What you got planned for the holidays?
Well, we are staying here in San Antonio, and it's just time to relax. No traveling, just at home, and I'm sure we'll find a project to do.
Gotcha. All right, Levi, how about you?
Well, so I to touch on what Joe kind of said, reaching out to your friends and family, make sure you do that. But don't forget the dependents. As my wife loves to remind me, I am a dependent currently. So, and she is stationed in Korea, right? So it'll be the first holidays I won't see her for a very long time, which is going to be interesting. But reach out to those people. There are a lot of really cool things. If you're ever in the DC area or you want to visit the DC area, guys, come out, visit your legislative director. I'm here. No plans, guys. No plans. Nothing except a good scotch and a warm fire to sit next to.
No, I need to get up there and I'm the closest one to you, so I need to come up and take you up on that. So
there you go, Paul.
So we just got a couple more comments. So I guess chapter 646, chapter Joe, where are they out of? It says they're doing 30 World War II medallions on December 5th. Yeah, so awesome job. 30 of them on December 5th for World War II medallions.
Gateway
so cool.
chapter.
Gateway chapter. Got it. All right. Great job, Gateway chapter. Thanks for listening in. And then also we got Josh Padilla said, thank you for the updates from Domalidi chapter in Aviano, Italy. So it's good to see them out there. And Joe, we've had a couple other new chapters, right, over the last probably 3 months or so. I know Gerald Morris.
Yeah, we had just this year, we had Gerald Morris threw one up out at Nebraska, off at Air Force Base. And of course, we had Fort Campbell that stood up this year, along with the chapter there at Fort Bragg and at Fort Lee as well.
Awesome. So that's great to see, right? That's what we want to see.
Interject real quick, Paul. I do want to touch on that, what Joe said. We are looking for a chapter here in DC, guys. So if you need help or you know someone stationed in the DC area, it would be awesome to have you up here.
Yes, absolutely. And I got to get one going here in Hampton Roads. This is huge here, right? I'm like, okay, Mr. President, get yourself engaged and get a chapter going here. So if you're in the Hampton Roads area and you're interested, reach out to me. Actually, you can hit me on my personal email, paulie8m@gmail.com. And then let's see if we can get something going in Hampton Roads. I know we got Air Force, I got Langley over here. We got a Coast Guard headquarters. We got Marine Corps headquarters. We got Fleet concentration area for Navy, Coast Guard. It's all here. So I think it'd be cool to do some cool stuff here with that. So, all right, guys, thanks for joining us again. Happy holidays. I think this was a great exchange, great information. And thanks to everyone who's out there watching. If you're not a member, consider joining us for a year. Like I said, it's $30, right? So give us a try, or if you want to sponsor someone to come in, sponsor them for a year, have them check out what we want, see what the value add is, help us grow, help us get better. I look forward to watching people join our committees and watch us get this plan organized and executed. It's going to be a great year. So I don't think we're going to do a December update. We're going to have our board of directors meeting for November tomorrow, right, Joe? Yep, tomorrow at 19:30 my time. So the board will do its last meeting for the year. We'll touch out, and then we'll look for starting a new year fresh and stepping out strong. So until next time, remember, everyone, strength and unity. That's our mantra for a reason. And we'll see you in January. Take care. Bye, guys.